So you want to start a podcast, right? But you're going to need to know about the equipment, the technical aspects, the editing. I'm not trying to overwhelm you. We're going to have to learn some things, but I'm here to make it easy for you. My name is Ayub Abadrabo. I'm the owner of Alpha Bravo Media. I do some production here in the local area, but I'm mainly here to teach you how to start your own podcast nice and easily, or just make the process a little easier for you, get a little understanding of what you're going to need to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're starting a podcast, right? You have to first decide whether you're going to be doing audio or video or both. And I have a flow chart here. So if you're just doing audio, these are some of the benefits. One is going to be easier. You're going to have to do less editing, but it's going to be less engaging. You know, people are not going to see your face, your emotions, your reactions. Like you can see me here, right? There's going to be less equipment needed. You're not going to need as much equipment because you don't have to do any lighting. You don't have to work on video. You don't need to know the technical aspects of editing, color grading, getting the right kind of lighting. You don't need to know all that stuff. You just want to get your message out there, just get a good quality audio recording and upload it to Spotify, distribute it to YouTube, wherever you want to put it. This is the type of equipment you're going to need if you want to do just an audio only podcast. You're going to need a microphone. You're obviously going to need a computer to start editing. You're going to need an audio editor, such as a Reaper, which is they allow you an unlimited evaluation period, but that one is about $70 if you want to pay for the license. Or FL Studio or Audacity. Audacity is completely free and open source. These are all going to work to get you the audio editing that you're going to need to do. That's a different type of skill that we will go over in another time. And I have here, if you want a tutorial on what kind of audio plugins to use and how to edit your audio, just subscribe and comment down below, and I'll go ahead and get started on that one. But yeah, you're going to also need some plugins. Now let's go ahead and go back out, right? So if you want to do video, right, it's going to have to be both. So it's either just audio or video and audio. If you want to do video, it's going to be more editing that you're going to need to do, but it's going to be more engaging. And there's also going to be more equipment needed for this. So these are the kind of, you're obviously going to need a camera, microphone, the video editor, such as DaVinci Resolve. This is completely free. There is a studio version that you can use. That one's like, I think $300, but you can do everything you need to do with DaVinci Resolve for free. And you're also going to need some audio plugins, which we can also get for free, or we can get paid ones. Here is an example of some of the equipment that I use for a podcast, for a video and audio podcast that I also do for some of my customers here locally. I have a full frame camera here. This is the Lumix S5 IX. This is a Panasonic. It's a great value camera. I love this camera very much. And I switched to it from Sony because, I mean, Sony's a phenomenal camera just as well. But I'm getting way more value, way more features at the cost of like one thing, which is rolling shutter, which is basically the camera sensor has a little bit of jiggle when you move it pan to pan, but that is totally fine. It's worth the trade-off for the amount of features you get. I also have lighting. I have a couple of these lights here. These are, I have right now, I have a key light right here. You see? So this is a key light, and it's giving me a nice, pleasing lighting on my face, and you're going to want that for video. If you have good lighting and not so good camera, it's still going to look good compared to having a really good camera and no lighting. So with these lights, you're also going to need some stands. I recently just got these C stands here. They're very stable. They're very good. They're $100 each, but they can be used for anything. And they have a boom arm, so you can boom it out and put the light on it. This could be good for other kind of setups. But any light stand, if you're not moving it, any light stand will work. You can get some cheap ones for $20 to $30 on Amazon. But yeah, we have a couple of these lights. I have 3 of these. In this video right now that you can see me here, I'm only using one key light. This is just one key light, and I have the rest of lights in the room off. Anyway, you're also going to need a lens. You're going to need a lens for your camera. This is the one that I have. It's the 16 to 28 millimeter Sigma f2.8. So that means the aperture of the camera, the lens, is really big. And when it's big, you're able to get more light. It's going to look better in lower light situations. These are some of the accessories that you're going to need for a camera. I mean, you don't need these things. I'm talking about this is a professional level setup. So I have a camera cage, which I don't have pictured here, but you're going to need a tripod as well. You're going to need an external SSD to record if you're using this camera. Great feature. You can record directly to an external SSD, one of these. And it's way better than buying those SD cards. You're going to need a variable ND filter. I have this, which is like a D tap to power. You're also going to need a V-mount battery to plug this in if you want to be able to run your camera longer. Because if you're using this, you're going to need this, and you're going to need a V-mount battery. So this alone, plus this, plus the V-mount battery, that's $100 plus, I think this was like 20 or 15. This is about 80. So it adds up really quickly. If you don't want to use an external SSD, you can use the SD cards and you don't have to get this plus the V-mount battery. You're also going to need a microphone. So the one I'm using right now, the one you're hearing right now, is this one. It's the Shure MV7 Plus. Looks like the older model here, but it doesn't matter. It looks almost the same. It sounds really good. It's a great microphone. It's a dynamic microphone, which means you have to get really close to make sure it can hear you clearly. And the closer you are to the sound source, the less of the room noise you're going to get. This is another microphone I use. It's a studio condenser. You can see that big plate right there. This plate right here is what's going to capture all the audio. It's very sensitive, and it sounds super crisp, but it gets a lot of the room noise. And what's better about getting close to the microphone is that you remove some of the room noise because the room noise is way louder. I'm sorry, your voice is way louder than the room noise. But with this one, since you're further away, let's say with this one, you're speaking like really close. This one, you're going to be speaking pretty far. There's going to be a big distance between you and the mic, so it captures a lot of the room as well as your voice. Anyway, with a microphone, you're going to need to record it. If you're out and portable, you're going to want to record it onto something, either directly to your computer, you plug it into your computer, or you record it onto a recorder. This is a 2-in-1. This is the H6 Essential. It's a 32-bit float recorder, which means you don't have to adjust the gain, and you cannot clip for most things. I mean, the microphone will probably reach its pressure limit before you reach the bit depth limit, which is great, which means you don't have to set the gain. It's super good. And it comes with a great microphone on there. So if you just want to use this is perfectly fine. But I would recommend you put it down, because this one, it makes a lot of noise when you're handling it. When you're touching the mic, it makes a lot of noise. So I would not recommend this for handheld, but I would recommend it if you want to put it down on a tripod. But this is great because you can plug in the XLR microphones, such as this MV7 Plus is also XLR. If you want to record directly to your computer, there are other options such as this one. This is the Focusrite 2i2 third generation. There is a newer generation, and there are other audio interfaces we can purchase, but you're going to need an audio interface to plug in your XLR microphone, such as this one or this one. This one is USB-C. So technically, if you get this MV7 Plus right here, you could use it USB-C without an audio interface. But if you get like this one, you can use it with XLR, and that one will be just as good. You're also going to need some kind of video editor. So I get DaVinci Resolve Studio, that's what I use. But there is the free version, which has about 90% of everything that you need to edit the videos. And you can use audio plugins on there as well. Speaking of audio plugins, I have mentioned here under audio editing, I use FL Studio sometimes to do some audio editing, but it's not necessary. You could do everything within DaVinci Resolve, but you're going to need some plugins. So plugins are going to include things like a compressor. You're going to need EQ. Those are the main two things. You're going to need saturation probably. There's some free ones. I'll mention those. Melda plugin bundle for free. That one is so good. There's so many features, and you could do everything with that one. And I can show you how to get some great sound with that. You're going to need a limiter, and that's about it. Just to get some great audio. I mean, you can also use maybe some like AI noise reduction, but those are like expanded features in like DaVinci Resolve Studio or other. No, it's not necessary. If you have good audio, you just need to do compressor, EQ, saturation, maybe a limiter, and it's going to sound great. So this whole section here is everything you're going to need to do an audio and video podcast. Now we can completely replace this whole side, this whole side here, with just your phone. If you just want to start real basic, you could start with just your phone and a tripod. And you can, if you have another phone, you can use that phone microphone and hold it. So if you have like two iPhones, one to record, one to put the audio, we could sync those later in post-production and it will work just fine. That's if you want to start very basic. This is what I'm showing you here is a professional level setup for podcast production. The only thing here that is missing is basically distribution. You can do some free distribution and it'll produce it, send it to Spotify, to Apple Music, and to a couple other places like Pandora. If you set it all up, you have to register the accounts. And to YouTube, you can post that yourself. And that's how you're going to be able to get your podcast out there. You can, spread your message, get everything you want to say out there, edited. The technical stuff we'll have to get into another day. If you want to see a video with the technical aspects of how to do each things. Maybe you want to see how to set up a camera. Maybe you want to see how to set up a microphone. Maybe you want to see how to edit audio in a good way for podcasts, for speech. Or maybe you want to know how to actually set up a live production podcast, meaning how do I set up my lights? How do I set up my camera? Where do I set up the mic? What is the checklist that I need to follow in order to get everything right so I don't miss anything? What kind of stuff do I need to attach to my camera? Why do I need to attach those things? How do I edit the video? How do I edit the video? What do I need to do the video? If you want to get into the technical aspect, leave me a comment down below if this has helped you. This is just going to be a quick, full general guide on what kind of direction you're going to need to do. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. You should see it glowing. There's a cool feature when I say subscribe or like, it kind of makes those sections pop. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.